with many grads already on the market or about to start looking, what kind of job markets will the class of 2023 face? Great to have National Director of Robert Half, Michael French, joining us with a look at 5 trends for university and college students planning to launch their career. Good morning, Michael. How is the job market?
So I'm happy to say it is a great year to be graduating. The job market is exceptionally strong. So there's lots of jobs out there for new grads.
Okay, so let's take those looking for jobs. What are some of these trends that you're talking about?
So 5 trends really stood out. And the first one is expect multiple interviews. And this might be maybe a couple more than a few years ago. I think COVID has really made everyone embrace virtual interviews, which are very easy. So now versus before, you had to get out of bed in the morning, get dressed, hike down to the office, maybe take a couple hours for an interview. Now you can get dressed and sit down at your computer and do an interview in 5 or 10 minutes. So expect a few more of those in the process. Apparently, we're hearing about sort of 4 or 5. Second thing is companies looking for soft skills. You're going to be really, really impressed by the companies that maybe now are saying, well, you know what? Good tech skills or good computer skills or good technology skills are important, but we're looking for personality. We can teach you all the things that you're missing, but we want someone with a really strong personality. And the other thing that companies said, my goodness, do some research. Over 60% said make sure you know who we are, what we do, what our mission statement is, and know exactly why we succeed in the marketplace.
Can we go back? I was going to say, because into this one, this number 3, I find it very interesting. Yes, know the employer that's looking to hire. What about social media? Where does that play? Like, where are companies looking into social media and your social media past?
So that's really interesting. So I got to tell you, for a job seeker, I recommend maybe locking down your social media, maybe now as you're looking for a job, especially if you've had a very active social life as you've been going to school. You want to make sure you're putting forward a very professional, very corporate social media. Now, if you are in the creative space, make sure you're profiling sort of what you can do, what you know, and how creative you are. But you really want to make sure those pictures that shouldn't be out there may not necessarily be there. You want to make sure they can't be found. And companies, same thing. Make sure you have a very strong social media presence. Job seekers are interviewing you just as much as you're interviewing them. So be putting forward a very strong social media profile. You want to attract the very best student, not necessarily a student nobody else wanted.
Are we looking, are employers still, are we on hybrid, or we want people back in the office?
Well, that's point number 4. So I got to tell you, companies are sort of going through a bit of a push and pull right now. We're hearing more and more executives saying, we want people back in the office. We're missing that collaboration. We're missing that space where people used to collide and talk and get to know each other, and we were better when we were together. So as a job seeker, if you're going through 5 interviews, I'd recommend maybe suggesting a second or third one be in person and not go through the whole process virtually. You want to see, so where is the office? What's my desk like? Where am I going to sit? And as a company, you want to make sure, does this person have the personality and the resilience to work with us? And that comes through many times, meeting in person.
Okay, we only got a minute left, but let's get into some industries that are hiring.
So there are some great bright spots. Software developer, anything with internet security, accounting is still exceptionally strong. Public relations, PR specialists, and always human resources. HR was a big push over COVID, how all the new policies, rules, how's it going to go? It's still very, very strong.
Quickly, what does a resume have to look like? I mean, we only got 30 seconds. Like, is there something that can really jump out in the resume, Michael?
So I recommend reverse chronological, highlight your skills that you have, at the same time focus on your accomplishments and your achievements. What have you achieved and what have you learned, and where do you want to excel in your first role? And that will help you get your foot in the door.
And it will jump off the page, because I know when they're getting so many resumes across the desk, that's what you want, to something that jumps out. Good chat. Thanks a lot. Michael French, the National Director from Robert Half. And anybody looking for a job, good luck.